We have a problem here. If you're viewing this in 2018, then your Notepack is a little bit different from this. You don't have that negative exponent, but I'd like you to change it to that because we're coming across problems like that. And I do want to talk about how to do this with negative exponents. And here's the rule, basically. If you have a number that you're supposed to evaluate and it's to a negative power, before you even think about trying to evaluate it, you need to get rid of the negative power. And as you know, to get rid of the negative power, we're going to take whatever that thing is, we're going to move it to the other side of the fraction bar with a positive exponent. So my very first step here is to take this 16 to the negative 3/4, and I want to have a positive 3/4, so this has to move to the bottom of a fraction. 1 over 16 to the positive 3/4 power. Now that the exponent's positive, I can go through and just treat this like its own separate problem, evaluate 16 to the 3/4 power like we did the previous two examples, and then leave that one on top the entire time. So of course, to do the 16 to the 3/4, I'm going to take this and I can figure out 16 to the 1/4 power, and then I'll raise that all to the third power. Using the idea that if I have a power to a power, I'd multiply these two powers together, and if I were to multiply 1/4 times 3, I'd have this 3/4 back. So these are equivalent, but now it's done in chunks that I can actually think about and understand. As far as this one goes, it's just going to be carried along with us like that. So I'm going to focus on this part now. I'm trying to find a number that multiplies by itself 4 times to give me that 16. Because 16 is even, I know I'm looking for an even number. And sometimes people make the mistake of thinking the answer is 4. But if I do 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, that's way too big. The correct number, of course, is 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 more is 8. Times the fourth 2 is 16. So we get 1 over 2 to the third, and then of course we'll take that 2 to the third power now to get 1 over 8 as our final answer. So we are going to break this problem up into chunks, deal with the negative exponent first, break up that fraction second, think about one thing at a time, and you'll get them. Okay.